There is a lie you have been told since birth. It is a comfortable lie. It says that if you go to school, get a degree, and work hard, you will join the middle class. You will own a home. You will retire safely. And you will be free. But look around you. That promise is dead. The middle class is not a safety net anymore. It is a holding pen. It is a waiting room for poverty. Today, we are going to expose the machinery behind this. We are going to look at the 3 specific mechanisms engineered by central banks and corporate policy that turn the middle class from a source of wealth into a source of yield for the elite. This isn't bad luck, it's a design. Welcome to the shadow economy. To understand the trap, we have to go back to the moment the door was locked, 1971. Before this date, wages and productivity were married. If a worker produced more, they got paid more. It was simple math. But in the early 70s, something broke. We call it the Great Decoupling. Productivity continued to skyrocket. Computers, automation, and efficiency made us produce far more value, but wages, they flatlined. Adjusted for inflation, the average worker today makes almost the same as they did 50 years ago. But if you're producing far more value and your paycheck hasn't moved, where did the extra money go? It went to the top. The system was re-engineered to prioritize capital over labor. This was step 1 of the trap. Stop paying people what they're worth, but tell them to keep buying the same lifestyle. But how do you buy a growing lifestyle with a stagnant paycheck? Enter the credit solution. When governments and corporations realized people couldn't afford the dream anymore, they didn't raise wages, they offered a substitute: debt. From the 1980s onward, household debt exploded. Why? Because debt became the new income. You use a mortgage to buy the house your salary can't afford. You use a student loan to buy the degree your savings can't cover. You use a credit card to buy the groceries your paycheck won't stretch to. This wasn't an accident, it was a transfer of wealth. When you take out a loan, you are selling your future labor to a bank. The middle class stopped being owners and started being renters of money. Every month, a chunk of your income vanishes into interest payments. This is the genius of the trap. They replaced your missing wages with a credit card and then charged you interest on it. You are paying them for the privilege of being underpaid. But the final chain is the hardest to see. It's the reason why even if you save money, you still feel like you're falling behind. It's the silent tax, inflation. You are told that inflation is 2 or 3% a year. That is a comforting statistic, but it hides the real story. They measure inflation using a basket of cheap goods, televisions, toys, and t-shirts. Yes, some of these things are cheaper, but what about the things you actually need to survive? The cost of the big 3, housing, healthcare, and education, has risen 3 to 4 times faster than official inflation. These are the pillars of a middle-class life, and they are becoming luxury goods. This is why you feel tired. This is why 6 figures doesn't feel like wealth anymore. You are running on a treadmill that is programmed to move faster than you can run. The currency itself is designed to lose value, forcing you to speculate, gamble, or borrow just to stay in the same place. So how do you escape an engineered trap? First, you have to acknowledge the cage. You cannot consume your way out of this. The middle class is addicted to looking rich. The shadow economy is about being rich. Real wealth is not a leased car or a bigger television. Real wealth is ownership. You must shift from holding currency, which is melting ice, to holding assets. You must stop playing the game of salary and start playing the game of equity. The system is designed to harvest the worker and reward the owner. The trap is set. The door is closing. But now, you have the key. Don't let them farm you for interest. Become the one who owns the farm. If you want to know exactly where to move your money before the next crisis hits, watch the next video. We'll see you in the shadows.